Oh, hey, what's up, you guys? How's it going? It's Papa, and today we're going to be taking a look at my pure Numeron deck that I have been playing for the last week, I believe. It's either been a week or two, but I've been playing it ever since the ban list came out, and I really like the idea of pure Numeron because now that Zexal's banned, we can just move away from all the Zexal shit that no one wants to see, and we can actually just show like some fun plays that it gets to do. So without further ado, I'm not going to keep you waiting too long. Let's go ahead and jump into see what we're playing today, shall we? Alright, so let's just go ahead and jump into the profile. Starting off for our main deck, we play our main network searcher. We play the 3 copies of Planet Pathfinder. This card is crazy because all you have to do is tribute it and then you get to add a field spell. So this goes ahead and lets you add network. Pathfinder is actually a really cool card. This card has been around forever. It's just a matter of it never really sees play. I know it had some play back in the day with like a few ABC strategies and like some other rogue strategies like Mystic Mine. God, I hate that deck. Planet Pathfinder being able to be played and then in that nice gold letter rare, I mean, it's nice. It's kind of hot. 3 Pathfinder because you have to get to your network or you're losing. Same reasoning for the 3 copies of Numeron Wall. If you don't get into Numeron Wall either, like your basic goal is to get open network. If you don't open network, you're going to lose. You need to make sure that you're maxing out as much copies as possible to get into your wall. So with these 6 cards, as well as the 3 network, and then your terraforming, you basically have 10 copies of network in your deck. So you want to be able to go ahead and get into that as much as possible. But that's like our real main searcher for the deck. Moving right along, we play 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring because it's just the most generic hand trap and this hits everything. Literally every deck you play against, Ash Blossom hits something in it. If it doesn't, then you're probably just playing bad Yu-Gi-Oh! This is a really questionable decision, but I'm playing 3 copies of Lancia. I see a lot of people playing Lancia in the deck now, just because Lancia stops cards like Miscellaneous Saurus, it stops the Eldritch cards from being able to reset each other, it stops so many problematic cards, and it's really good against Virtual World as well if you still end up playing against it. And it just hits a lot of rogue, which is really good. The only thing that it's probably not going to hit is like the main control decks like Guru and Altergeist, but when you play against cards like Dragon Link and even Drytron, you're gonna have a good time when you open up Lancia. And then the last 2 monster hand traps I play is the 2 copies of Skullmeister. This could debatably be Ghost Spell if you wanted to, but I don't like Ghost Spell in this deck, and during testing it just hasn't been as good as Skullmeister. So I think going forward, instead of playing Bell, I'm just gonna prefer Skullmeister. That's it for like the interruptions. Next I play 2 copies of Lava Golem. This is a very go second heavy deck, so you want to be able to clear your opponent's board as much as possible. And since you're going second and this is a special summon, you can go ahead and tribute your opponent's monsters, normal summon your wall, normal summon your Pathfinder and get into your network and then just go off from there, as well as another card we're playing in the deck, which I'll get to shortly. But following the 2 copies of Lava Golem, I play 2 copies of Godarla. The reasoning for Godarla over Gameciel is because you really have to respect the bird matchup. If you go up against the bird up and you don't have an out to the barrier statue, you're probably going to lose. So definitely 2 copies of Godarla over Gameciel. And then the last normal summon I play is actually a Spellbook Magician Prophecy. And that's just because I wanted to have more consistency. I mean, I'm playing 3 copies of Memories of Hope, but that's not going to do as much if you don't have the Xyz monsters out or you don't even get to network. So you want to be able to draw into your network. And since calling requires you to have no monsters on the field, you normal Blue Boy, search your secrets, get your knowledge, and then it just clears your board so you can still resolve network and calling. But that's going to be it for the monster lineup. For spells following the Prophecy, we play the 2 copies of Secrets and 1 copy of Knowledge. So I actually really like this engine a lot in this deck, and it really just helps you get into network and more hand traps. And it's really good going first too, because if you do open up the Blue Boy and you just get to keep drawing cards, if you can't make your Abramax turn 1 to just sit or your Megaclops, then you can always just draw into more hand traps. And then we play 1 copy of Terraforming as well as the 3 copies of Numeron Network, because if you don't have Numeron Network, you're probably going to be losing. You want to resolve Numeron Network as fast as you can, because as soon as you resolve Network, you're probably going to be winning the game. With the boards that Dragon Link and all the other stuff in the meta can set up, if you get a Network to resolve, you're in a really good position. So bait them out as much as possible, but if you can't, well, you're probably just bad. And then we play the 2 copies of Calling as well. I don't like 3. I think 3 is just too much. I never want to see myself in a situation where I have more than one of these in my hand. And I want to have that extra copy just so I can send it if I do draw one, but if you play 3 and you draw 2, then you actually just feel like shit. For consistency, we are playing the 3 copies of Memories of Hope because draw 4. Next, we play 1 copy of Harpy's Feather Duster because we are a going second deck, and being able to wipe your opponent's back row is very key, especially when we're still in a control/combo heavy format. But I'm still on the control side. 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, same reasoning. I don't feel comfortable playing 3, so I just submitted the Harpy's Feather Duster instead. This is highly debatable, but I'm playing 3 copies of Dark Ruler no more. I get that you're trying to OTK your opponent in this deck, but sometimes just being able to clear their board is nice in general. So you can still set up your Numeron monsters from the extra deck and then just be able to wipe your opponent's board, and when you do that, then you can just proceed to kill them the next time you go, because odds are they're going to waste all their resources going first, setting up their big board. You clear their big board, and then they have nothing. And then moving on to the traps, we just play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. I don't know how to feel about this. It's like kind of whatever. It's nothing too crazy. I'm considering cutting out, but I don't have anything else. I don't own like Droplets or Lightning Storms. If you have those cards, play those cards over this and the Dark Rulers, but I don't. And then lastly, we play the 1 copy of Red Reboot because this is a win button against most decks. But yeah, that's it for the main deck. Let's go into the extra deck. For the extra deck, we are playing the 2 copies of 1, and then 2 copies of 2, no surprise, 2 copies of 3, and 2 copies of 4, with the 1 Chaos Numeron. I don't really like playing 3 of each of these, and since I'm not playing Extravagance or like Prosperity, because you don't need it in this deck, then you can get away with playing the 2-2, 2-1. But if you want to play 3 and play Extrav or play Prosperity, you can. I just wanted to fit more cards in the extra deck. So like I play some Link monsters as well. I play 1 copy of Cerberus and 1 copy of Phoenix and the 1 Unicorn just because they're most generic. And I am playing Nibiru for like all my side decks going forward. So having the Cerberus to get rid of the token is really good. So you'll definitely see Cerberus in a lot of my profiles for that reason. These 2 shouldn't come as no surprise because they're actually just the best Nightmare cards in the game. Other than Goblin, but Goblin's banned. And then we play the Cyclops, or not the Cyclops. Then we play the Megaclops because it is just the most generic monster to make when you're playing cards like these. And when this deck first started, this got bought out, and then like an idiot, I paid full price for it, only for it to get an ultra rare reprint. But fuck me, right? And then lastly for the extra deck, I'm playing Saruja. I see people play this online, and I really like the idea of it being able to just draw 4 on your turn 1, put back 3, and then just get ready for the next turn. So that way you can draw into more hand traps, or you can draw into like cyclones. Just whatever helps you in the situation that you're in, but I really like the idea of Saruja, so I'm playing it. And then lastly in the extra deck, I play the Avermax because when you do this going first or going second, if you somehow can't kill your opponent, then you make the Avermax. And then this is just a really hard card to out in general, and well, you're in a good spot. But yeah guys, that is it for the deck profile today. And yeah guys, that's it. So thank you for tuning into today's video. I really hope you enjoyed the Numeron list. I've been enjoying it a lot, and if there's anything that you think I should change about it, other than like Droplets and Lightning Storm and all that other shit, I really don't own those cards, and I don't see myself owning them until the 10s come out later in the year, when they hopefully get reprinted, and if they don't, well, we'll see. Until next time guys, this has been Papa, and I will catch you all in my next video. Take care everyone.